All right. We are live. Quarterback School, do it live. It's been a hot minute. I'm not going to lie. I really hope that this thing works and that we are locked in. I sure things would go wrong. So I'm here for it. If you don't mind, do me a favor. Let me know that I sound all right. Hit me with your favorite emoji, I think was the trick back in the day. Come at me sideways in the comments. Everything from my end looks like it's working okay, so we shall see. But I'm excited. It's been a hot minute since I've done a chat. I want to say thanks for coming in. As you come in, do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, etc. Whatever you do to do you. I'm certainly excited to be back and talk a little ball here as we get this thing going. So, if you got questions, now is the time. If you don't have questions, I appreciate everybody giving me the thumbs up as they come into this thing. We can take this thing anywhere you want to go. I'm probably going to try to be slightly more intentional with doing these lives in the off season. It's just easier, if I'm going to be honest. I thought I could do them Tuesdays during the year, but in reality, I can't because people want to talk about this game Sunday, and oftentimes I haven't watched the games in any sort of significant depth or detail for the vast majority of the time. So I feel like I can't bring anything to the lives, but now we've essentially watched a lot of film. We've watched some film on just about all the premier prospects going into the draft. So we can talk bowl, we can talk draft. I'll let you know tomorrow's video is going to be Anthony Richardson. I'm not sure what volume it is. I kind of got away from putting the number of episodes on the title just because it was more work for me to look it up than anything else. But I've watched enough Anthony Richardson now to feel pretty good about it and to kind of have a decent idea of where maybe some of the blind spots or gaps in his game are. So excited to share that one. It's a big one. It's I think it's over a half hour probably of Florida versus Tennessee. So that should be a good one. My man Jack checking in. Oh, let's go, Bob. My guy coming in hot. Appreciate everybody checking in here for a little Quarterback School Live. I got to remember how to do all my little gadgets. It's been a hot minute. In fact, this is the first one of the year. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, coming in. Hit the like. If you have questions, now is the time. There will never be a better time than early in a chat to get me a question. So I'm going to dive right into it, and we'll see where this thing takes us. Flizz op. Will there be more 24 class quarterback work? 24 class. What is this? 23 class? Yeah, there will be more 24 work. That will probably be after the draft. I think of that as like the lull in the football calendar, kind of June, July, August. I usually take July off. So usually June-ish, I guess. May, June. Sounds right. Nice. Dave Shockey. How much tape do you need to see on a quarterback before feeling comfortable making an assessment on someone? Oh, Dave, that is such a good question. Not just about the quarterbacks, but about anything in life. It's about decision making. We're going to take a little turn down decision making path. I'm a big believer in taking as much time as you possibly have. That's not necessarily a great answer, especially in an industry that loves lists and mocks and putting them out early as hell. So I'm going to watch all the way up until damn near the draft until I come up with a list. I keep a kind of digital in pencil list, as counterintuitive as that sounds. So I keep a list of kind of where I'm at right now. I could probably share that, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I haven't watched enough of like, if I'm going to say a top 10 list, I haven't watched any, if not, a significant amount of that bottom 5. So when I watch it, I share it. I think I usually get a decent kind of understanding after like 3 to 5-ish games, if that makes sense. I really try to stay away from the highlighty vibe of it and want to dive into the full game. And I feel like the more I watch the full games, the better understanding I get. But even then, it can feel like, I still want to see more. There's not a guy in this upcoming draft that I don't want to see more of. So not a great answer, but hopefully that makes sense. Labrador, your opinion when QBs get better like Geno or Lawrence? Coaching, system, benefit, experience. Labrador, I would say most quarterbacks get better. I would say there's certainly a, this is not a great phrase, but like the tipping point where there are potentially diminishing returns you see in guys potentially like, maybe a little bit of how Brady looked this year, certainly Russell Wilson, maybe Drew Brees at the end, or if there's injuries. But I think if you stay healthy, you're probably going to continue to get better for the vast majority of your career. Cedric Revel, who will have a better game, Hurts or Mahomes? We're putting it out there right out the gate. I think I'd be probably pretty silly to not say Patrick Mahomes. If he's 100%, big assumption there. I think Hurts has got the potential to have a great game, certainly got the talent around him to have a great game. But I think history would say that Patrick Mahomes, the best player on the planet, probably the last handful of years, probably probability-wise, has the better chance to have a good game. I don't know if there's a hot take in there. I'm excited. I just want a good game. After that NFC Championship game, I just want a good game. Let's have a great game, and let's crank out some content next week. Inventive Films. Do you think Purdy should do the full surgery? Inventive Films. Let me bring this one in for you. I'm not that kind of doctor. All right. Nick Martin, any plans to cover Hendon Hooker? Yes, 100%. Hendon Hooker will be up on the channel. I don't know enough about his injury right now he has or what happened to him, but I'm sure I'll dive into it when I dive into the film. But yeah, excited to get into some Tennessee film. What else we got here? Fork Tail Devil P38J. Anybody remind me of Purdy in this draft? I haven't gotten down to what I would say are the later round picks yet, but I don't know if I'd ever put that on someone to think that they're going to remind me of a guy who's going to come in and have that kind of impact on that kind of team in this kind of position. So no, probably. My guy, Nicholas P. I don't have that kind of drink, but here's your emoji things. I got to get back into the game. It's been a hot minute since I've been out of the live stream game, so I feel like I haven't gotten into the next thing. Although you might be talking about the emoji things on the actual chat box, which I don't know where the hell they are. My man, Dustin Moore. Do you think the change in offense in Dallas will be a net positive? I don't think about it. I don't know. I'm not sure it will matter, if I'm being totally honest. That's not a great answer, but that's a reality. Why Big Jordan? What would be your plan if it was your job to develop him? Ho, 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 baby. The big money question. That's a great question, AR. For me, it would be a handful of things. I think you could make the fastest, most significant jump in his improvement by him having a better understanding of a few things. First of all, how his feet and his footwork not only can make him more accurate, but can allow him to play with more precision, more timing, some level of anticipation, and be more consistent with his ball control. So just being able to be whatever system we're in to make sure that his footwork is much more consistent. That's everything. Drop, base, alignment, all those things working together. I think that's where you'll see the big, big jumps. And I would imagine that's going to be any NFL organization he goes to. Now, some structures and systems are more rigid in that regard, and I think he would probably benefit from that type of system. Now, he's got to be able to do the work himself and get there and get better with it. But when you watch the film, the inconsistencies and the misradius for him from within the pocket, it's not great. And so I think that's where the kind of low-hanging fruit would be for any kind of quarterback coach. Boom. My man, Megan. I don't have like a good Australian thing, but welcome. We appreciate everybody checking in. We've got almost 100 of our closest friends in here. Do me a favor, hit that like thing as you come in. My guy, Daniel O'Connell, coming in. Appreciate the support. Becoming a Quarterback School member as well. That's what that little logo is. Yo, what's good, JT? JUCO QB here. What are the top 5 colleges you can go to for quarterback development right now, in your humble opinion? Thanks. Go Aggies. Oh, man. That's such a good question, Daniel. I've been out of the game, and I haven't for the last, not coaching high school football for the last year. I haven't really paid attention to who's who in the zoo as far as where guys are moving, besides unless they're friends of mine. And even some of my buddies that are quote unquote quarterback people aren't coaching quarterbacks right now or in kind of in between roles. I don't know. I personally, okay, this is what I would say. And this is what I would say to, potentially my son if he was interested in playing quarterback or getting recruited in anything. I would make just as much of a research investment in looking at the school, looking at the track record of the coaching staff, not only the head coach, the play caller, but the position coach. Do you anticipate them being there? Have they shown a track record? Are they a lifer? Depending on where you're at, potentially those are few and far between nowadays. I was really fortunate in college to have the same head coach, same offensive coordinator, some consistency at the quarterback coach position because that was the head coach. And that really mattered. And I think looking back, that really helped my development. That's a lot harder to get nowadays. But I think you can at least ask those questions. And I would be so upfront to say, hey, can we make an agreement that we are honest in our expectations here as far as staying? Do you plan to be here? And they'll all say, yeah, I plan to be here. They're like talking to a used car salesman. But look at their track record. Are they bouncing around jobs every, 18 months? Have they been at each spot they're going to be for half a decade? I think that type of stuff, that's you doing your own due diligence. That to me really matters. I don't know if I can think of one spot. I definitely wouldn't chase stats or I think obviously you look at a guy like Lincoln Riley, those types of things obviously jump off the screen when you think about guys who have been productive with a bunch of different guys. That's the other thing I would look for. Is there a stereotype that they use, a prototype, size, speed, strength, that, you better hit those kind of metrics or else you're probably not going to fit in the system? Or is it like Lincoln Riley, who can be successful seemingly running damn near with anybody out there playing quarterback, anybody meaning they're all really good. So hopefully that helped. Megan, boom. Appreciate it. First time ever and in at the Pro Bowl level. You're balling out. Didn't mean to hit the dumpster fire. Meant to hit the base pump. CWDT, thoughts on Malik Willis first year? Not really. Didn't they pull him at the end and not even start him? They think they started, why can't I think of it? Dobbs at the end of the year? Am I making that up? I don't know. I could probably go back over the course of the summer and take a peek. I think I did damn near every game that Malik Willis played. Maybe I didn't, but it felt like I did. I don't see the Tim Kelly question, so I apologize. Brett, if Tim, put your question in there again. See if I can hit it. Megan, I'm coming here for sure. Brand new member. Am a proud Seattle 12 here, JT. Thoughts on Geno Smith and whether he'll be in Seattle next year? Yeah, Geno Smith, what an unbelievable story. On so many different levels, not just the high-level quarterback play, but biding his time, the resilience, the capacity to just keep your head down, grind, get better, be a pro's pro. Those types of stories not only resonate, I think, with the public, but really resonate with people playing who get it, who have been through tough situations and come out the other side of it. And it's just been a pleasure to watch. Now, do I think Seattle's going to win a Super Bowl with Geno Smith? Probably not. That's just my take. Doesn't mean much for, Pete Carroll and company or John Snyder. But I'm thinking just like damn near every team, they're going to be looking to upgrade. So that's the gist of it, I guess. Oh, my man, Garrett coming in hot. Appreciate you. Ooh. What up, JT? It's Rob from Patreon. My guy, Rob, what's up? Had some drinks with an NFL GM in Mobile last week. Uh-oh, Jesus. Who, amongst others, believe Levis is number one? Thoughts? Yeah, who is this GM, bro? Come on. What are you, keeping it on the low? My thoughts are that I disagree. I don't know. I'm open to this. Put it this way, Rob. And I'll put it out there to anybody, right? Anybody can watch this, although not anybody will. Tell me the game to go watch to see number one pick better than Bryce Young, better than CJ Stroud, better than Anthony Richardson, Will Levis tape. I will watch it. I will watch it multiple times. I will share publicly my thoughts about it. And I'm happy to watch it. In fact, I've put it out there multiple times. Let me know. I'm still waiting. And I want to watch it. It would be good for me and it would be good for the channel. It's that simple. I'm happy to watch any and all of the games that you tell me that Will Levis is that guy. I haven't seen it yet. Daniel O'Connell, thoughts on DTR? Yeah, big fan of DTR. Definitely going to have some DTR videos here coming up shortly. I thought it's been really cool to see him hang tough and kind of his career arc at UCLA as someone who really likes UCLA. Been a fan of Chip Kelly for a long time. DTR won me over years ago with he did a what would it be called, like a reaction video to a video that I did about him. It actually made me really nervous because I forgot what the hell I said in the video, but it was cool to see. So big fan of DTR. Yeah, I don't know, Megan. Good luck with that. What else we got here? Oh, Daniel, if you were Houston, who would you take at QB? This is a tough one right now for me. I think maybe it will get cleaner as it progresses. I think that there are, in reality, you would be naive not to think that there are some concerns about Bryce Young's size. There is. I think the game has changed. It's easier to be a smaller guy to play quarterback nowadays, but it's still hard. It's not easy. And with that, I think that there are valid reservations. That being said, right now, I would lean Bryce Young over CJ Stroud, and I really like both those guys. I think if you watch my last video with CJ Stroud versus Georgia, you'll understand what evidence there is on film to like. And again, I will also say, and I'm probably going to say this another like 20 times on the channel because it impacted me and I got to acknowledge my bias. I saw both those guys throw. Now it was in, shorts and shirts at the Elite 11 event over the summer. And to me, the way that the ball came out of Bryce Young's hand was different than CJ Stroud. Now, that's acknowledging the fact that CJ Stroud's probably gotten a lot better. CJ Stroud might have had a bad day, might not have been feeling great. It can be any number of BS reasons, right? It's just one dude's opinion from one day. But if they were neck and neck after watching them throw in person, I'm going to take Bryce Young. That's right now. Now, that doesn't mean when I go back and I'm probably going to watch another half a dozen games of each of those guys, at least a handful, and share. There doesn't mean that there might not build up evidence for me to flip that. But right now, that's what it is. And I acknowledge kind of, the concerns about his size. There you go, Megan. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of USC's offense nowadays. We grew up, I don't know if I've ever shared this on the channel, but we grew up, my parents grew up in LA. My dad was friends with the Donahue family. He was friends with Terry Donahue's brother. So we occasionally would go to UCLA games. That's how I kind of originally got in the UCLA kind of bandwagon wheelhouse. My guy, Michael, what's good, dude? Thanks for checking in. All right, man, we're coming in hot here. All right. Oh, man, we're coming in from Costa Rica. I appreciate everybody letting me know where they're checking in from. I need to get like some sort of like international GIF or GIF going on here. I don't really have any international ones. It's probably the American-centric vibe that I put out. All right. Oh, Ryan, didn't see it. Nice. Let me see. JT, who is the best late round QB flyer in this draft? Man, people are all about this Brock Purdy pick now. They're going to start calling it the Brock Purdy quarterback, whoever's the last one taken, specifically for SF. Oh, man, I don't even know what that one quarterback fantasy football leagues. Who would you draft first, Bryce or CJ? Oh, I already talked about that one. But yeah, I'm not even going to say any more about it. I appreciate the support, Ryan. I don't know. I haven't watched enough about late round guys yet. I will watch more of it. I will post a list. My list will be way closer to the draft. And I just don't give a shit about these early mock drafts. It doesn't mean anything to me. All it means for me is that I would be acknowledging the fact that I'm going to share something that I haven't done the work on yet. So as I do the work, you see the work. That's part of this channel. It's part of one of my favorite things about this channel, that it's not just some, random list that you don't know where the hell it came from. You see the work, you see the evidence, you see the way it's put together. I share it in real time. As I watch it, I share the videos. And then at the end, we make a list. So you should probably have a decent idea of what that list looks like as it goes through it. But that's just how I roll. Hopefully it makes sense. Wow, Megan has brought the heat from LA. I like it though. I appreciate the passion. That's one thing I do love about all football fans, not even football fans, sports fans in general. You got to be passionate. You got to bring some passion to your fan base. I think it matters in the home stadium environments. It means a lot to me. Boom. Sean, any ideas on how to stand out as a walk-on QB in college? Oh, baby. That's a rough path. Yeah, I mean, it would be the same ways you would stand out in anything. It would be great energy, great attitude, obviously being really good, buying in, first one in, last one out, being a great teammate, showing unbelievable hustle, effort, elevating your teammates, getting better, doing exactly what the coaches asked you to do, above and beyond. Great locker room guy, great everything guy. Not a great answer though, sorry. Boom, what else we got? I appreciate everybody checking in. Again, reminder, boom, like button. What else was I normally talk about? Oh, see if this works. This is going way down the rabbit hole here of buttons I haven't pressed in a while. Patreon community. Never been cheaper, never been better. Join. I really appreciate the support. This group really does make this thing go. So if you have ever thought about it, Quarterback School Patreon community member, become a patron. It means a lot to me. In addition, the courses. Boom. The courses, yeah. Some of my favorite content, super deep dives, take your game to the next level. Boom. JT, if you got to pick wavy rim, if you got to pick an NFL team to coach for, what team and position? I would be a head coach, and it would be in San Diego. Not a great answer, huh? Huh? Wavy rim? You're welcome. Daniel O'Connell, speaking of Elite 11, what high schooler stood out to you in the bunch? Malachi Nelson, Dante Moore, oh, bro, you named them both. Dante Moore, man. I felt bad for Oregon. I'm excited for UCLA, though. Dante Moore, for sure. The dude who won it, also very good. I want to say he's going to Oklahoma. I forget what his name is off the top of my head. But I think people don't really grasp how good you have to be to get invited to that thing. The fact that those guys were in high school for another year, mind-boggling to me. All of them, really good. I mean, I would say 90% of them, really, 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 really good. And even the other 10% have probably more knucklehead than not good. So there's a lot to like. You got to be so good to go into that thing. So good. Yeah, but I probably, if I had to pick, it would be Dante Moore. I just liked the way that he spun it the best. That was just me. And I was only there for like one throwing session. Boom. Jake Henry. Hey, JT, been at a school for 10 years. Good for you, bro. Waiting to take over the OC spot. Uh-oh. It's starting to become unlikely to happen. What are the things coaches are looking for in the interview process? Oh, baby. That's a big question. That would be a good question for me to do a whole video on, Jake, to be honest with you. I don't know. I didn't have great experiences interviewing guys. I think it probably has more to do with your network and people you know around that are, so you know where the jobs are opening, where the movement is. That type of thing I think matters more than like a random interview. Sorry. Sean, my man, boom. You guys are coming in hot. Any thoughts on Desmond Ridder? He got better from week to week statistically, but I'm a biased Falcons fan. My thoughts would be the same. I did think he got better. I like Desmond Ridder. Is he necessarily the answer in Atlanta? I think it's certainly TBD. I don't think that's going out on a limb. But could he have the capacity to develop and develop quickly? I think so. I think the things that I think about with Desmond Ridder that maybe are continue to be the things is, to me, he plays it a little stiff and tight. Now, that can be my own issues as opposed to him being super efficient as well. And so what that looks like for him to take that step to being a little bit more dynamic, to maximizing, getting closer to his ceiling as opposed to elevating his floor, I think that will really determine, what that opportunity and how long that opportunity exists in Atlanta. And they obviously got to win, or else it doesn't matter. Boom. Megan, are the Seahawks taking a quarterback in the draft in your opinion? I honestly don't know. And this is for everybody, okay? Like, I just don't get into the team needs or who's taking who or what's what at the zoo. Like, besides for Houston, the Colts, and Carolina drafting a quarterback in the first 10 picks, I don't know much about the draft as far as what teams' needs are. My guy Chase, all good. Brazzy. Oh man, you guys are coming in hot. Nicholas, there's almost 0%, not zero. It's going to be tough for me to do quarterback rankings from the XFL. I'm just probably not going to watch it unless I know one of the guys. Is Luis Perez on a team? I actually might do Bruce Gradkowski's offense. That would be fun. Bruce, my dude. What was I going to say? Oh, Joe, what up? Boom. Brazzy, I saw your question, then I lost it. Coming back. Should I start playing football even though I'm underweight for my age range, or is it too dangerous? I'm kind of unsure whether I should start or not. Brazzy, I would start. If you don't like it, don't play. It's the off season though, right? Go in there, work out, bring up that strength, weight, all those types of things. See if you like it. And if you like it, stick with it. If you don't, find something else. I like it. All right. We got all sorts of good stuff. This is my favorite kind of chat. The one that kind of like goes all over the place, because it could be, we could be talking bowl, we could be talking matchups, we could be talking team needs, we could be talking draft. There's anything. We could be talking high school coaching. We could be talking anything and everything. It's honestly why I really like this. I just feel like it's hard to do these lives if you're not kind of locked in on the film, and that's why it's hard to get into it. I could probably do it next year, like on a Friday maybe, but then you're almost getting into like the preview shows. I don't do that shit, so I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Hazy88, what team is your rooting interest in of the teams you played for or grew up watching? I grew up watching probably the Niners. I don't really root for any team. I know that might sound weird. If I know a coach or coaches, I'll certainly root for them or hope that they do well, but that's not a great answer, but that's the reality. I feel like that's most people in the league. Maybe not. Maybe if guys are fortunate enough to play for one team their whole career, then they're obviously going to root for that team. But when you bounce around as much as I did, I got issues with all these organizations. My guy Capella is back. Game Freak. All right. I like it. Welcome back. Uh-oh. Garrett Gregson. Hint from earlier NFC South GM pick. Top 10. He likes Young and Levis, but only seriously concerned about Bryce's size. He felt AR-15 is too raw and Stroud is a product of the OU system. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of that. Capella here. Do you prefer quarterbacks that are more ready and cerebral, like Bryce Young, or tools guys like Will Levis? Is Will Levis a tools guy? I think everybody would like both or all of the above. I don't know why it has to be one or the other. I would say that, being able to spin the ball, like the accuracy element of throwing the ball, is probably the most important thing to me and always has been. I think it's easier to teach, obviously. Easier to teach the, the understanding, not necessarily the cerebral element of it. I think everyone's got their own kind of mental capacity, but you can play at a whole different level. I've been around a lot of guys that I would say are super sharp and would be, high-level guys in any field or sector. And then I've been around other guys that would probably struggle in many kind of advanced degree programs. That doesn't mean they can't be great quarterbacks. It's not that hard. I'm telling you, don't let these people tell you that it's that hard to do it. Once you, depending on the system, the teaching, like anything, things can become simple. You can slow things down. Things become slower the more you do them, the more comfortable you get. Yes, it's not necessarily an easy task, but it's also not brain surgery or rocket science, and it crushes my soul when people try to make it more complicated than it is. That's my own issues. I know, Welch's. I had to look at the calendar today to figure out what the date is. February 8th. Woo, baby. All right. Nicholas, no problem. Luis Perez is in Vegas. The Vipers. Ooh, who are the coach of the Vipers? Yeah, then maybe. Well, the other part about doing the XFL games, I don't have all 22. I don't even know where you get all 22 for those games, and I'm not breaking down broadcast footage. It's just not. It's not for me. Not for me. But boom. Not for me. C-Dub DT, what do you think contributed to the second half for Justin Fields? Seemed to regress a bit over 3 to 5 games. I mean, was he hurt? I don't remember. I don't want to make excuses. I didn't necessarily think he played better, but I mean, that's the type of year where guys are nicked up. You know, he certainly never thought he had a bunch of weapons over there. So, yeah, I mean, fair. There's going to be waves. It's never going to be a straight line up for any organization, player, anybody. It's always going to be kind of this. You just want this flow of it to be on an upward trajectory. For me, my guy Ryan, ba-boom. Ryan Esposito, why are people treating Carr like he's some legend? I've been watching him for 9 years, and he's always left me wanting more. Same? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody, I'm not treating him like a legend. I think some people probably categorize him, some smart football people, categorize him as a top third guy, I've heard. For me, he's not. I don't think he is viewed that way in Oakland or wherever they are. Vegas. Sorry. Vegas. He's going to get paid. If all you need is one team out of the 32 to view you as a top tier guy, and you're going to get paid. Now, if 2 teams view you that way and they compete against each other, you're going to get really paid. And most quarterbacks get really paid because there are not 32 quality starters in the league established right now. There just aren't. So you say legend, I say paid. He's going to get paid. He's not a legend. Not yet, at least. Joe, I was waiting for this. I actually thought about putting like a darkness GIF or GIF out here for this thing, but then I forgot how to do it. Yeah, the darkness retreat. The darkness is a darkness retreat a red flag? I mean, no more so than there are other red flags. Like, no. The answer to me is probably no. I just think it's weird. I guess it's not weird. For me, Aaron Rodgers is almost refreshing because he's either himself or whatever character he's been playing pretty consistently. Like, I'm more about, if you're weird, fly your flag, man. Just be you. Like, if that's you, okay, now we know. Now we as an organization can make the judgment. Do we want someone going on Pat McAfee every Tuesday and putting us on blast? Do we want someone doing not my type of thing in the offseason? If that's an issue, and it's not an issue to me, I don't care what you do, as long as you show up to work, ball out, work crazy hard, and show up and put on performances every Sunday and you're available. And to me, that's Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, you know, like, do I have some weird friends? Yeah. Do I want to go on a darkness retreat? No. But if they're really good at their job, we can work together. Hell yeah. And so, you know, I think that that's hard for people, especially if you've never been in the league, to realize that there are characters in every locker room. Now, they're usually not the quarterback, but it's not an issue for me. I really, like, there were certain guys that I played with that, you know, I don't know if they, you know, I'd be nervous necessarily maybe to go out with them on a, you know, out on the town, but would I want them in the huddle? Hell yes. Hell yes. Boom. All right. What else we got here? It's fun for me to see a bunch of the familiar faces, even though you're changing your names as we go through here. All good stuff. I appreciate the support. Again, Patreon, course, get yourself nuts. It's fun to, I have a blast with this channel. Hopefully it comes across consistently. It really is a good time for me. We'll do a handful more here, and then we are tapping out for today. Oh man, Christian Hendricks, what would be the top landing spots in the upcoming draft for the 4 top quarterbacks? Dude, I guess I don't really think of it like that. Like, let me put it this way. There are no good landing spots because any team that needs a quarterback is probably not a very good team. I just like, who's calling plays in Houston right now? I don't know. Who's calling plays in Carolina right now? Frank? That's probably pretty good. Who's calling plays in Indy right now? I don't know. Like, if it was me, like, I don't know. I'd rather go to Carolina right now. That would be my answer. Not sure if that's good. CDW, have I seen any Cameron Ward film? Yes. What film did I see? I want to say I saw versus Oregon, whatever the like really good game was. I got the film, but I got it like a week late. I was going to do the video, and then I just didn't. So there will be Cameron Ward film eventually. I'm trying to crank out like the top guys here for most of February. Most of next week will be Super Bowl. After that, it will be all draft, and except some occasional like random video that I just have to get off my chest, which I've got a couple in the bank. In the bank. Boom. All right. I don't know. That's it, I think. That was fun. Thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Had a nice little, what would we call this? Like midday live? Do it live? Do it live? This time kind of works good. We'll see if it continues, what it looks like. I would anticipate off-season live streams every once in a while for your enjoyment. Thanks so much for hanging. R-Mart03. JT, when are we hearing quarterback coach offers for you? Never. Ridgeback, Google. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging. I'll see you on the other side.